So today we are going to be checking out the most expensive Group 3 car that you can own in Gran Turismo 7. This is the McLaren F1 GTR BMW from 1995. And well, today we need to see what this Le Mans winner as well as BPR Race Series winner is capable of, because with the price tag of 16 million credits, which we can see is actually going to increase, well, we need to see, is it actually worth the price tag? So without further ado, let's just check this vehicle out. So now while I drive the vehicle and test it out, let me just give you a bit of history on the vehicle. So when it comes to a price tag of 16 million credits, I honestly think that's not bad, because we gotta remember the standard McLaren F1 comes at a price tag of 20 million credits in the game, and that vehicle is just absolutely beautiful to drive. I mean, the acceleration, the performance, the handling, it is one of the best experiences you can have in Gran Turismo 7. And when Gordon Murray decided, you know what, he wants to make the ultimate automobile, and he came up with the McLaren F1, well, he did exactly that. I mean, look at it, it's 30 years later and this vehicle can still run with modern day supercars. Now with the great success of the McLaren F1, the race world also wanted their piece of the cake. They also wanted to experience and see what the McLaren F1 is capable of. What I'm doing right now is not a great example of what the vehicle is capable of. So for 1995, its first year out, it earned some heavy hitter titles. So honestly, this vehicle solidified itself as an incredible race car. So how does it feel right now to drive it? It feels okay. It handles worse than I expected. I expected a lot more out of it, but the acceleration is good. The braking is okay. I was expecting a bit better braking. And then, well, just the steering inputs, they aren't that quick, but it's not to say now you gotta turn 2 business days before the vehicle responds. It does have its rear end kick out, as you can see. It's feeling okay, it's feeling like a Group 3 vehicle. And the fact that all of the cars are modern, I won't say new because they're a bit outdated, but all of the GT3 vehicles that you do come up against or race against are a lot newer than this vehicle. And the fact that this vehicle is going up against them, it really just shows that, hey, the McLaren F1 GTR is still a force to be dealt with. There we go, a 1 minute 35.2 is the fastest lap I was able to set in the McLaren F1. But to just test it and to see how it compares to a modern day GT3 vehicle, well, I'm gonna do exactly that and jump into one and see what that vehicle is capable of. So what I have here is a brand new, well, a 2020 Mercedes AMG GT3. And what we're gonna do is just try and see what the fastest lap time we can get out of this vehicle, to just see how it compares to the classic McLaren F1. And we see now the Mercedes just completed a fastest lap time of a 1 minute 33.9. So it is a bit faster than the McLaren, but I mean, we got a massive age gap between the two. But let's see, once we upgrade the McLaren, if we can just run rings around this Mercedes. Now once we're in the tuning shop, we're gonna have to see what upgrades we can apply to this vehicle, because with it being a Group 3 vehicle, well, you don't have that many upgrades. So hopefully we can just slap on a turbocharger to bump up the power a bit. Because we see standard, the vehicle comes with 600 brake horsepower and a weight of 1050 kgs. Now I know we aren't going to be able to touch the weights, but once we upgrade the turbocharger, there we go, we now have 789 brake horsepower. I was expecting something along those lines, because that is like the max amount of power a Group 3 vehicle can produce. Now with the vehicle having 788 performance points, this should be a very different animal now when we take it around circuit. But before we do that, we need to see, well, what liveries we have. Most likely I'm not even going to change it, because with it being such a legendary vehicle, I don't want to mess with perfection. But I say that when we see there are some absolutely stunning liveries available. So if you are wanting to change it, well, you have such a wide variety of vehicles or liveries to choose from. So hey, see which one tickles your fancy. I have so much more confidence in the vehicle now, with the extra downforce, with the extra grip from the racing soft tires. It honestly just feels completely different to how it felt now when the vehicle was standard. The grip is just, it's so much better. We see that's actually a bit more controllable, because with the way the vehicle was spinning out before, I don't really feel the same feeling. Especially, well, you felt it most when coming out of slow corners and you were on the power a bit too fast, then the vehicle would want to overtake itself. But I see coming out of slow corners, the vehicle, even though it does hit the rev limiter violently and wants to spin up its wheels, 1 minute did see first lap. Wow. Okay, it's a lot faster than I expected. But yeah, as I was saying, the vehicle doesn't feel like it wants to spin out. It still has enough grip that it's just letting the rear end step out for a bit. That's what it just feels like. I'm so sure we can break into the 129s. The vehicle is capable. Even if I'm not able to do it, I know the vehicle can do it. It is fast. It's really fast, and it's quite easy to drive. That's what I like about it. You don't really have to stress or put a lot of pressure on the vehicle or on yourself, because you can just jump in and drive the vehicle fast. It doesn't do anything funny that's like something that you won't expect it to do. It's very easy to understand what the vehicle wants and what it's capable of doing. Like when it comes to braking, it's very good. When it turns in, it's extremely good. And even when it gets on the power, it just has more than enough power to get you going, and you do genuinely high top speeds. And when I tell you now, you can do a sub 1 minute 30-second lap around Kyoto Driving Park. I messed up the section coming down the hill, hence why I'm so far behind now, and I highly doubt that I will set a sub 1 minute 29-second lap. But hey, we did get a bit close. And what we are gonna do now is, it's a Le Mans winner. What we have to do is take this vehicle. Look there, a 1 minute 29.2 would be my best time if I didn't mess up that bottom section. So the vehicle is very fast, and honestly, we're gonna see now if we can use it for money grinding. It's a high possibility that we can, but hey, we're gonna just see what it's capable of. Okay, so what I did now was just throw in a quick tune to just see, okay, get it down to 700 performance points. What we're gonna do is set the vehicle on over to fuel map level 3, and since we are coming up against group 4 vehicles, well, we should have no problem just overtaking and beating these vehicles out. But it all depends on what our initial lap time is. So what I want to aim for is anything faster than a 4-minute lap, with at least 3 laps of fuel remaining from the vehicle, or something along those lines. So really say, you know what, this is a good vehicle for money grinding. But hey, let's see, because we need the vehicle to be good at money grinding to get back our 16 million credits that we spent on this vehicle. We see a top speed of 286 before I need to stop. to start braking there. Ooh, but sideways there and back on the power. Now I could be using fuel saving tactics, but we just need to see, even with no fuel saving tactics, is the vehicle still light on fuel? Okay, so coming across the line with initial lap time of a 4 minute and 6 second lap. Look, it's not the best, but even with a lap time like this, we can still see, well, the vehicle being usable for money grinding. And we see we still have 64% of fuel remaining, so we can get about, what's that, 3 laps of fuel out of the vehicle. So you are going to be running on par with the other group 3 with the other group 4 vehicles when it comes to refueling, but you are going to be able to set a lot faster of lap times compared to opponents. So well, you are going to have an easy ride to money grind this event. So my final thoughts and opinions on the McLaren F1 GTR. The vehicle is fast, it's a really good group 3 vehicle. However, just due to the fact that there are a lot more meta vehicles out there, the McLaren F1 GTR will take a step back. Now for the price tag, 60 million credits, what you're paying for is honestly just the name. You are paying for the racing history that comes along with the McLaren F1 GTR, but you aren't really paying for the performance, because we see that the modern GT3 cars are just as competitive, if not faster, than this vehicle. But obviously you gotta understand this vehicle is over 30 years old now, so the fact that it's running with modern day group 3 vehicles just says what it needs to say. The McLaren F1 GTR was way ahead of its time, and you can see that by just the vehicles it's competing against in today's races. So with this being said, if you have 16 million credits and you're a fan of the McLaren F1 GTR, by all means go through, pick it up. If you're looking for a fast competitive group 3 vehicle, pick something that's a lot cheaper, because you're getting the same performance out of it. So hey, let me know your thoughts and opinions of the McLaren F1 GTR in the comment section down below. And with this being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.